All right. Hello. My name is Jubilee Briscoe. I think I know how to make a world that works for everyone, but I can't necessarily communicate it. So I need other people who want to actually come and understand how a technological user cooperative can create the world that works for everyone and the crazy signs and symbols of 2023, the signs from the creator, all of it, right? All of the weirdness that Jubilee is. Jubilee before 2023 was doing solution raisings, 1 hour conversations that are designed to come up with powerful adjacent possible solutions to complex issues we've tackled climate change and slavery and the prison industrial complex and so many issues. And each one has come up with a powerful adjacent possible solution, but they're not designed to be watched because they're designed to be participated in. At some point in time, I would love Solution Raising to become a podcast with people on it as guests that people want to listen to on a topic they care about, and we can solve it in an hour, right? By which I mean drastically improve it with 10,000 people and $100,000. And if we can drastically improve any area, we can drastically improve every area by doing them systematically. I was also doing peer coaching, which is a way for people to get together and in an hour help each other improve our lives right now, very similar to what Barbara Scheer does in Wish Obstacle, presenting where you are in one of 4 areas, where you would like to be, and what's stopping you from getting there. And then we help each other remove as many obstacles as we can within that hour, based on getting more context, getting more information, digging deeper into what the issue is. And people generally leave peer coaching feeling much better than they came. I went on strike in September of 2022 because I could not give the world anything more until it had given me something. And 2023 hit. Allie did ridiculous shenanigans on my birthday where she posted a friends only video questioning if this person she had caused a circus around the death of was a real person. Allie posted it from friends only privately, right, to her public channel, attacking Jane and saying Jane was attacking their integrity, right? While simultaneously attacking Jessica's integrity, the woman who died, constantly throughout the whole thing, turning her into the villain and the victim, turning Allie into the hero and the victim. And so Allie went bullied autistic creator after autistic creator, bullied person after person. I mean, add this. I have this here. We're going to be watching this, but let's just go and see her actual videos. So these are all beforehand. She attacks Alex Serves Tea for 2, saying she should be Alex Serves Tea's therapist. Then goes on to attack Quantum Shifting for 2. Then Zoomhoff for 2. Then she tries to tell her story, still attacking people, still saying she's in TikTok drama and everyone else is being horrible to her and it's everyone else's problem. Then she promises this one, Jane promises one at the same time. Allie goes on to swear at Jane and say nothing for an hour. Then we're watching this one where she talks about all of us. Then she went on to do 2 lucky girls still swearing at us, right? It's supposed to be telling her lucky girl syndrome and her spiritual psychosis story. Never really gets to it in 2 hours of time. Eventually, we might watch this one too on this channel. But this is more, Allie Priestley is someone I followed. I believe I started following her around the beginning of OFC, One Free App, One Free Community, a autistic, neurodiverse community that I was instrumental in starting, have not been instrumental in continuing. In fact, I'm not able to continue with it as it is just because it's too big and complex and I need small and intimate. But it is an amazing community. And what was my point of that? I don't remember, except, I started following Allie because I thought she was a fellow autistic creator. I believe we were going to collaborate with her at one point in time, maybe go live. And then I saw Allie was a bully. So I stopped following her. And then she kept coming up on my FYP and I saw what she was doing to Jane and I didn't know Jane. I met Jane through this. I met Roxy through this. I met Michelle through this. I met Samara through this, right? I have my own opinion on each person I've met. I'm an honest person on my opinion about people. I appreciate the same in return. I dislike fake people. I would way rather somebody be honest to my face that they dislike me and why they dislike me than pretend they like me. Pretending you like people, not a fan. Not a fan. I think that's dishonest and lacks courage. But it's also the holistic thing, the societal thing to do, right? So I get it, but at the same time, I would rather authenticity. I'd rather know that you don't like me. I'm good with that. I don't need people to like me. I need a better world. That's what. So adding this back in, we will be watching the because I know I am projecting.
Thanks, a lot of money. But little do they know, I just learned about manifestation. Now I'm gonna get so much money. I don't need a job. Why? Because I can manifest. I don't need the old gods anymore. I answer to no one. Everything is mine, thanks to manifestation.
Thought that would be faster. We're just going to read this part here. The stalking. What stalking, right? This is what got her in trouble, is she was saying she was getting threats, right? And if she gets anything, if there's ever a burner account, she just assumes it's someone and acts like it's 20 different individual people that she is absolutely 100% certain it is. How? The stalking from these women has gone to another level. By all means. You mean her emotions have gone to another level. She's not allowed to just be like, I'm calling done and it's done because she attacked too many autistic creators. Last night it escalated to seriously making me feel like I'm in danger. Well, that's not the same as being in danger, is it? No, it is not. What was the actual danger? I will find out who is behind this. Please leave me alone. Now, that being said, she misconstrues this whole LOL cow thing, right? She is easy to poke at and get a reaction out of. That is an LOL cow. If you poke and get a reaction, and then what you're looking for is the reaction, that's an LOL cow. Doesn't matter how disabled they look. And that is, they're like, she's like, I drive a car and they're being ableist. No, they were saying, here's what an LOL cow normally looks like. And here's where Allie also has some of these traits and is being used. She's admitting it right here in this. She has followers. I'm going to name them, but this is speculation, right? I think Angela, Caitlyn, Frankie, Samson, all of the makeup artists, I think are in it for the drama, in it for their own little narcissistic supply of dopamine. And I don't know if they're getting paid for it. But wow, do you guys not have what is up with the makeup artist industry and the toxicity? But the fact that there are people out there who want to hurt people for their own entertainment is an issue. That they exist in the world and that a lot of us were oblivious to them before 2023. These people exist. Creepshow art, what she did, what they did, right? Where they were both influencers and then behind the scenes were being really mean to even their friends. These people are out there being narcissistic, getting money and fun from hurting people. They exist. Doesn't mean it's Jane. Doesn't mean it's me. Doesn't mean it's Roxy just because Allie's brain decides it is. Or because one of those LOL cow ranchers tell her it is and she believes it. They manufacture receipts either to get some drama out of her or to get closer to their follower or their cult leader, the person they're in love with. Misunderstanding the relationship, the parasocial, all the relationships.
Like, I'm worried I'm about to have like a heart attack. Just some casual left arm pain and chest pain and, all the signs and symptoms of a heart attack. It's fine. No, I'm dead serious. Welcome to round 2 to the Thunderdome. And I need to take like a huge fucking break after this, and I'm going to, but I just had to get the rest of this story out. I have to at least tell about what happened with AMW.
January. This is January 22nd. I'm going to take a huge break. I just have to get this story out. Literally right now, right? She might release her video that she's been promising for months today, right? August 21st. Maybe today's the day. Maybe. Once I get this out, you'll never hear from it again. You can have a bingo card each and every time. They won't put it down. She won't put it down.
So much has happened since. I'm wearing this wig just for you, Barry Ann. I have had this woman named Carrie Ann that has decided to make it her personal mission to try to destroy my mental health. Yeah, you're gonna get a little feature in this, Barry Ann. Barry Ann, this is what Barry Ann thinks of my last YouTube video.
Talk drama. I detailed the specifics in the video prior if you're interested. So let's jump in. I think this creator was very kind to say that Allie was coming from a dysregulated nervous state. Nervous system. I would say something different.
What?
Ali opens the YouTube video in some clown mask and wig situation, and the entirety of the first half of the video is just her cussing Aquarian Music Witch out. Literally just saying F you, F you, F you over and over and over again. And we get a glimpse into her machinations. Ali says that she chose YouTube to say all of this because she knows she would get banned should she curse her out on TikTok, but she wanted to. But she didn't out of fear for being reported and banned. Mind you, this entire time, Ali and her followers have been reporting Aquarian Music Witch's content in mass, so she cannot comment or defend herself at all.
Again, right? Ali misunderstanding everything. So if Ali has her videos targeted in any way, it's not because they're actually against community guidelines violations. It's because we individually have done it, right? It's our individual fault. Jubilee went out and reported all of them and got everyone else to do it, despite the fact I don't have followers, right? Not Angela, who's the bot queen, right? Maybe did it. Like Ali. Listen to Carrie Ann here, right? All you did is swear at and berate Jane, right? For an hour long while saying that you owned her in TikTok Thunderdome. No, you're a bully. But you do have people listen to you, sitting on the edge of their seat, tied into your nervous system. You want to know why trademarks needed to be bought? Ali's proving the point right here, right? She is a bully. This entire video is her being a bully. Her not listening to anybody's critique, anybody's anything on her. You send her a, hey, could you be a little kinder to people on TikTok? You're the new victim. How dare you critique her?
After this YouTube video was launched, I'm overall confused about what Ali's problem even is.
If somebody could get this video to Marianne, I would really appreciate it, because now I know that it's Marianne.
She hasn't said Carrie Ann's name correctly once, I don't think, right? Except when she's doxing her and outing her, right? And being like, Carrie Ann's food truck, you should go, because heaven forbid anyone who has a problem with this one bullying people shouldn't be allowed to serve food. And it's not illegal to buy a trademark, no matter how much this one wants to pretend it is, right? Her pretend lawyers should not be giving the audience not medical advice either, shouldn't be giving them legal advice. They're all up in my comment, right? Be like, she always committed crimes. We didn't do anything. And buying trademarks, not a crime. An effective strategy that gave TikTok a break from her for 6 months. Until the Gate of Lions.
Marianne, who has been in my lives. And Marianne, I kept calling her Marianne. Serves you right, Barry. What? Or Carrie Ann. This makes so much sense. Like, you have been in my, like, did you really just admit to mass reporting my lives? Every single live that I have had has been reported. Like, you and AMW are doing the things to me that you're claiming I'm doing to you, and it's really scary, and I can't wait to, like, thank you for adding yourself to the conversation. I guess you've been here the whole time. You guys really need to do better. Number one, did you even watch the YouTube video? Like, literally within a couple minutes, I say, hey, you guys, we're going to be the bigger people. Please do not go hurt anyone. I've been asking for days now for nobody to comment, nobody to send hate. I'm the one who's getting mass reported constantly. Like, Carrie Ann is taking down my lives. I have not reported a single video. Do you hear me? A single video.
When you have 500,000 followers, all you have to do is point your followers. Which is why when she lost them, she then did start doing it herself. Very obviously.
I am allowed to be mad. What matters is how you actually treat people. And I actually treat people well.
We agree. Everyone is allowed to have the feelings they have. What matters is how they actually treat people. You do not treat people well, though. You only treat people well if you feel they are centering Ali Priestley. If somebody's a coach online, if somebody's making money online, they are allowed to if they are friends with Ali Priestley here. And if they are not, then they are highly corrupt and everything you do to make money is wrong. I'm anti-capitalistic. I'm consistent in my values. I also don't think people are bad people playing the game that exists, right? We need food on the table and a roof over your head. I don't think any way of making money is ethical, basically. I think money being involved is an issue in each and every way because we don't understand the energy, the dynamics of it, and it ruins everything. Instead of having actual, whatever that industry's for, we have the profit-seeking, competitive, Mount Stupid model instead. Allie's not a kind person. You can watch her TikTok content, watch her Instagram content, watch her YouTube content. Watch the first few minutes and the last few minutes of each of her YouTube videos. She's not a kind person. She's just charismatic and can draw people in. She's Regina George.
I can say a few cuss words when somebody made a claim that I would lie about P's death for fame and internet clout. Yeah, I'm pretty mad about that.
You're still lying about Jessica's death for fame and clout and views and money. Still doing it today, right? Like, I mean, I don't know about actually today. I haven't posted any content yet, but like, yep. Absolutely.
And I cannot believe that she would admit that she doesn't understand what the point I'm making is after watching that YouTube video. My point is that the New Age spirituality is inherently racist, ableist, classist, and it does things like blame children for their own abuse.
So here's the issue. You could make a video, right? Actually explaining, here is how New Age spirituality is ableist. Here is how you can practice it with less ableism. If your answer is, if you do it at all, you are being ableist, which is this one's answer, right? If you have anything she deems as New Age spirituality, which is literally a bucket of co-opted crap, right? Like some work, some doesn't. It's co-opted from, it's all appropriated, right? A bucket of New Age spirituality, right? Crystals and sage and like whatever floats your boat that day, whatever you want. It's co-opted from somewhere, which means if you're saying everything in here is BS, you're also saying those things are BS. If you can't actually say why it's racist, you're going to be racist in defending it. Because you're just going to be like, you're racist if you do it. You're ableist if you do it. Yet there's people with disabilities, people who aren't white, who practice New Age spirituality. They might not call it that, right? But they also are practicing amalgamation of their own spiritual beliefs for whatever reason, right? And you putting your reason on that, your meaning on that, and then attacking them as if they caused your spiritual psychosis that you've taken no ownership of, done no deconstruction on, keep joining cults, started a cult, no deconstruction. Why are you all allowing this one's meaning to be your meaning? Why have you let whatever meaning you've met be your meaning, the meaning you've invented in your head, right? That everything you've ever done was autism and you're absolved. And you're basically out here preaching the church of autism. As a therapist, right? Everyone should self-diagnose with autism. It's life-saving. No, it's not. It hurts actually autistic people.
Do you believe that children create their own abuse, Carrie Ann? That's the only question I have for you. And I've made that extremely clear.
If you haven't seen the first video, please go watch for context. And yes, this is a wig. Okay. This is round 2, but the fight is already over. Thank God. And I need to stop fighting. There was never a fight to begin with. If you're new to this whole situation, please watch part 1 of this series, Allie Starts a Cult versus Aquarium Music Witch. The match has already been won, actually. This is going to be the last round because I think this needs to end, and I am literally so exhausted. And I just feel like I'm having casual symptoms of a heart attack.
Even her own language, right? This last round lies. And what was the language she just used? Because it's very important.
God, and I need to stop fighting. There was never a fight to begin with. If you're new to this whole situation, please watch part 1 of this series, Allie Starts a Cult versus Aquarium Music Witch. The match has already been won.
First of all, when you're one of the fighters in the match, you don't get to decide, right? You can't be the referee and one of the two people fighting, right? That's not how that works. And you did not win that one. You didn't win that one at all. Anyone who watched your video and AMW's video, and came out on your side is in your cult. Like or they're just ableist against autistic people. Like there's no other option in my opinion. Because you didn't say anything, you didn't show anything, you just did what you do and like lied and implied. You lied and implied.
Actually, this is going to be the last round because I think this needs to end, and I am literally so exhausted. And I just feel like I'm having casual symptoms of a heart attack all the time, and I am mentally just at a breaking point, and I need to step back from the internet for a little bit and kind of recoup and get my nervous system back calmed down. And all of this has just been so unbelievably intense, and I cannot thank you enough for everyone that has supported me. But this wig is for you, Barry Ann, and
it's so disingenuous, right? A thank you for being here for me. Stop stirring up drama. Stop hurting your following. Stop causing shit, causing drama, causing stress and cortisol and brain damage and complex PTSD in your audience, pretending you're under threat, right? Future faking, all of these like big things you're going to do that you never do, and all these horrible things that are happening to you that aren't. You're doing them. You're literally creating them and reacting to them. All these evil people are attacking you. Oh, sweetie, that's the mirror. That's the mirror. Just be a better person, and it will stop attacking you.
And for all the people who have just been unbelievably horrible and disgusting the last few days.
Stay away from my page, my videos, the people I'm co-creating a better world with. Who should I be staying away with? All the people being horrible and disgusting. My picture pops up, right? She's making fun of me, dancing in a cop hat, labeling me as spiritual psychosis, picking the most crazy looking one to post on her YouTube, right? Horrible people having done this to her. She's the victim. Like, you can see the evidence in her own videos. If it was just my video without her in this, maybe, but she's making fun of me in it. And edited this, chose to put this in here, right? Turn on my videos. You're sending your followers other places. This isn't going to go how you think it's going to go. I'm immune to social media drama. I have God on my side. I'm not here for clout. I'm not here for followers. I'm here to do God's work. Everything you do is just helping me in that. So keep at it, Allie. You do you.
And just exposing.
I feel like I was going to say something and I don't remember what I was going to say. But that's, she has me labeled as spiritually psychosis, right? While making fun of me. That is what you did to Jessica. Both before she died. So if she died from unaliving due to spiritual psychosis, you cut her off from her friend. You cut her off from her community.
Even more of what
That's not what I meant to say. That's not how you treat someone who's in spiritual psychosis. You get them help. You join them at least a little bit in it. You do not berate them online. You don't tell them their entire belief system is ableist and racist, because that's not, if you believe something, that's not going to make you not believe it. What is a deeply held belief you have that you would let go just because someone label it as something that is bad? It's a deeply held belief. There's a lot of strings in that, right? There's a lot of other things coming out of and going into that.
Talk about, like, why do you guys want me to be quiet?
Hey, hi. I enjoy your content so far, and I think that you make a lot of really good points. My issue is I know that Allie's lying because she's lied about me. She's lied about me a few different times. First, and I have the screenshot to prove it, she said I was an MLM girly, and I'm absolutely not. My family is actually part of an MLM dynasty, and I actively for years would call their recruits and let them know that they were about to lose money. I don't mess with MLMs at all, and it's caused a lot of strife within my family unit because I don't tolerate it. So I can see right off.
So more of Allie's own proof. Allie's allowed to make jokes, right? When anyone else gets hurt, it's a joke. It's allowed. When anyone else makes a joke, makes a mug, makes anything, it's like the worst thing ever. How could you? The fact that Carrie Ann is replying to me, right? And Allie has this in here, and Carrie Ann's making good points and being very kind, and Allie only hears hate. Like, what is the problem with what Carrie Ann's saying? Truly, if it wasn't about you, Allie, what is wrong with what Carrie Ann's saying? If any of these people could just remove Allie Priestley from it and put like person A, person B, and not person I hate with autism and person I love who I think is pretending autistic, you might be able to see the giant bully you've all created a cult around. You've all passed off your sense making to. You've all allowed her meaning making to be your meaning. That is the cult you've joined. Now, we've all joined them. We've all joined a lot of cults online by having influencers. Some way more ethical with it, way better able to use it. She's not. Until she can figure out how to not hurt people online, how to grow a social media platform without being a bully, she is not safe for TikTok, and TikTok's not safe for her. But damn, is she making the money? So she's there. She's back.
And I think that you make a lot of really good points. My issue is I know that Allie's lying because she's lied about me. She's lied about me a few different times.
Also, Allie misconstrued that when Carrie Ann there said, right, I'm not an MLM girly, right? She's never been in an MLM. Actually, that might be it. But from what I know, right, never been in an MLM. I've been in MLMs. She's from an MLM dynasty. Allie took that to mean they're from money. Made Carrie Ann wrong when Allie's meaning she made was proven wrong. That Carrie Ann lied. No, you made that up in your head.
Stop. I am a person, Carrie Ann. I am a real person. I'll see you on YouTube. Good God.
Favorite is don't send hate to them and then back it up with they're stalking me, unaliving people, clubbing baby seals, and pouring oil into the ocean. No, that's like so true. And I think that what's missing from this conversation is like the power of suggestion. And honestly, like how scary it is that she has so many autistic followers, so many, and she's utilizing indirect communication to manipulate.
She's using indirect communication, right? I don't even know what indirect communication is. I think I use it all the time. I think that's why I'll constantly ask my kid questions and she will answer with a yes or a no, and it won't be adequate, right? I'll be like, stop asking questions in a way that's not. Just ask the question and then wait. It's like, it's way too complex. But Allie hears this, right? Like she doesn't understand this. She thinks she is truly possibly like, don't go send hate. Well, you're saying, lying and implying that we're dangerous to you and your family when all we're dangerous to is your emotions. You're the dangerous one, Allison Priestley.
Manipulate people. I've studied narcissistic abuse. I had a narcissistic parent. I became obsessed with like the style of communication because I had to survive. So I'm hyper aware when it's taking place. That's what Ali is doing. Ali is manipulating this group of people. I'm not saying that everyone that follows her is like a bad person. I think a lot of them are just easy to manipulate, and so she is.
Don't worry, I am done with that back and forth drama. I just really needed to document that because I need people in the autistic community to be so careful about who they follow and the lines that, like, I'm not telling you who to follow, but like people who are into toxic spirituality, like for autistic people, it can be that it just puts such a chill in my bones. And just like how cavalier they are. Like, that's Ashley Miller leaving a comment saying that basically I don't get to say, please don't send hate to these people. Like, you guys get to mock me for trying.
Again, your broken meaning, right? No, not mock you for trying. You don't understand, right? When you say, don't go send hate, but they're kicking baby seals, that's not effective. You are sending hate. You are sending your little flying monkeys to go attack someone for kicking baby seals by saying, don't go send hate, but they attacked baby seals. So don't do it. Because it's not effective. Stop implying lies. Stop lying and implying danger that doesn't exist. And stop sending them places to be racist and ableist and horrible and bully people on your behalf.
Like, I literally say, please don't send hate to these people. I'm talking about spiritual psychosis. I'm talking about the ideas, like whatever, and I'm going to try to do better in my content. And you guys get to mock me for that and say that it's invalidated because I talk about how people do lose their lives. Read that comment. Go back and read that comment. This is like a documentary series that's writing itself. My favorite is don't send hate to them. Then back it up with, but they are stalking me, unaliving people, clubbing baby seals, and pouring oil into the ocean. Right. So you guys still show that you have zero respect. Zero respect for what we're talking about.
Ali, you aren't and haven't been listening, right? You're harming people who are in spiritual psychosis. You are causing spiritual psychosis. Because people need community. To be able to like figure out what the F is going on in this world, we need community, we need connection. And you were disconnecting people from their actual one-on-one connections in their real life, like you disconnected Jessica's real life friend from her by saying, this is what spiritual psychosis looks like. Tina Fey, Laura Faye. And how do we treat them? We don't love them. We don't treat them in a non-ableist way. We don't wrap them in love or try to understand them or get them help. We attack them as if they're killing people, pouring oil into the ocean. Because they're in spiritual psychosis. They're in a reality, can't see they're not connected to reality. It's not their fault. And you disconnect them from anything that could help them. People who actually care about them, right? That is not how we should be treating people in spiritual psychosis. We should not be cutting people out of our lives for online influencers of any sort. Unless it's better for us, right? Going no contact is a whole other thing for your individual health. Rather than, oh, they look like somebody who doesn't like this person. Therefore, I'm not going to like them. Loyalty to somebody who doesn't even know you exist over people who you have one-on-one connections with is a real problem. And we're all doing it.
Like, and you have no respect for the girl that passed away, or the two people. There were two people who contacted me last week. God. That their friend had passed away from New Age toxic spirituality. Don't look at my face right there. Part 2 will be out by tomorrow night, so I'm excited for that. Thank you for the support, and I promise I'm not going to get distracted. I just had to document that. Like, thank you to everyone for the amazing support and like keeping me grounded through this whole thing and reminding me like that I'm doing the right thing. And
she's created an echo chamber where she's always doing the right thing. Because if you tell her she's doing the wrong thing, if she's out of chances with you, then you're gone. She's created her own echo chamber where she is a lifesaver. She doesn't cost lives. She's doing only good. None of her impact is bad. She gets to tell her story. She gets to be a comedian. Nobody else can, right? I'm going to fast forward quite a bit through this because clearly we're not watching this. It's linked in the description. This is again from January. She has gone on to do so much. I've also linked in the description the 20-minute video of what she's done to each of my friends. Some of them. Because she's like, what did I do to you? So I listed it. Because back then also, back when I did this one, I said I wasn't a victim. I know I am. And my throat's really dry.
It's also so unbelievably scary when people who believe that they aren't white supremacists and think that they understand, that they've studied narcissism, are being so abusive. Like, it's so scary. So please protect yourselves. Darvo and Jade, those
Why do you want me to be quiet? And these people that are so mad at me have become exactly what they are mad at me about. And it's incredible to watch. But I am genuinely like not okay right now. And I am okay.
Which is what happens when you project onto them, right? When you project onto us why we're mad at you, we keep being the thing that you've projected onto us because you haven't healed it in yourself at all. And it was never the reason. You still think anyone was mad at you for attacking New Age spirituality on TikTok? It's how you did it. It's the impact you had. And it's the fact you think you get to dictate people's beliefs in any way, shape, or form. You want to talk about how it's ableist, how it's racist? Then talk about how it's ableist and how it's racist. Not with the label, but with the actual information.
And I'll be okay, but I need to go take care of myself. Like, I'm not kidding when I say that my chest 45 minutes or an hour so we can all kind of get our brains back into a better state. And like, I'm not going to act like I'm not going to be addicted to content. Like, I am fucking addicted to content, but I want to get addicted to long form content again. I want to be able to don't get to always weaponize, like, you don't get to always use that excuse. If you started a fucking fire, if you start slanderous lies about someone, if you make huge horrible claims about someone and they defend themselves and they are honest and authentic, you don't get to say that you got shut down just because they have a bigger following than you. I am so fucking sick of getting my own followers weaponized against me.
Then stop weaponizing your followers against people. And she's right back to doing it on TikTok. And she doesn't understand the danger. She still doesn't understand. She still thinks she did right by Jessica. Instead of, she might actually be responsible for Jessica's death. I mean, in an indirect way, right? Jessica's friend watched Ali Priestley label all these people with spiritual psychosis and go after Laura Faye and go after quantum shifting, people that sounded like her friend. So she likely cut off her friend. Likely her eyes glazed over and she would not make eye contact when her friend would say, hey, I'm Jesus Christ, or whatever she came from in the comment section, not Jessica's video. So this one implied it from what she read in the comments, not from Jessica's video. Being alone and disconnected is the number one cause of unaliving. It's the number one cause of addiction and overdosing. It's the number one cause of probably all illness. She's probably directly, not, roll that back. Out of everyone she attacked for being directly responsible for Jessica's death, I can tie an actual line, right? She had an actual friend who listened to you. She was listening to Laura Faye, possibly getting, beliefs and delusions, and her friend cut her off because of that. Probably. Listening to you. Then made a comment, and you made a ridiculous circus around her death, didn't help the next Jessica or that Jessica, by turning her into the villain and the victim at the same time and claiming that you know her cause of death when you don't. We don't. But with speculation, even if it was that makes you more responsible, Allison Priestley. than Jane or Laura Faye, who shared Jessica's beliefs. Just like I'm more responsible for my friend who unalived than the Mormon church is. Because I had a direct relationship and could have called him on his birthday, could have called him when he was going through a hard time. Could have been that one-on-one connection that kept him here, right? That is what it is to lose someone and then wonder what if. But it's also owning that piece of it, to not have it repeat in my other one-on-one relationships, even though I have like zero capacity to be calling people.
I'm so sick of these people degrading my followers, calling them abusive, like doing all this shit. Why do you guys make videos about me? You act like you're saints over there.
Your followers are abusive. They're abusive on your behalf. You're abusive. And I'm not saying there's been zero mean things said from our side, but like it's this to this. Like my hands won't stretch on screen, right? And it's so many people on your side who believe you, and you just keep spinning the same story and you make it sound believable, right? Oh my God, that sounds horrible. People bought your trademarks and like bullied you off of TikTok and like they just won't let you heal. Nope.
Saint. In fact, they admit that they can do whatever they want to me, but I can't do that back to them. Look at what Barry Ann said.
Is that Ali does not respect boundaries. I have had her blocked. I do not want to engage with her. It is my prerogative. If I, on my channel that discusses narcissism from a autistic person's perspective, if I want to talk about her, I can talk about her till I'm blue in the face. I'm not being abusive. I'm not being mean. I'm not calling names. I am simply using my autistic superpowers and analyzing her behavior. And she is telling on herself. And I told you guys, look at my page. I have the whole key to the code to decode how Ali is acting, what she's on, how her double standards are working. You're not going to cry to me, Ali. You're not going to make me feel bad. You're not going to mess with the autistic community, sis. So I'm going to go hang out with my kids. Bye.
Right. You guys literally just fucking tell on yourselves. So
I mean, she's not wrong. Carrie Ann did just tell on herself. She's autistic. She's going to go hang out with her kids. She's standing up for what's right and her own values. Damn, did she tell on herself. And so did you. You're only here for Ali Priestley. You don't care if you hurt the autistic community because you're not part of us. Ali Priestley is the center of the universe and F everyone else. That's not an autistic trait. It is a narcissistic one.
thank you so much. We can all exist on the internet, can't we?
I learn from my own projections. Because I know I am projecting and learning from it, I both allow myself to do it, usually in private, not on social media. And I project so much less since allowing myself to go through that process. But now I have to find some pretty grand examples of blind spots and projection in order to be able to learn myself. So when I found a content creator this week who started some drama on my birthday and saw them as a call-out account, I did allow myself to be a little bit of a call-out account, and I'm allowing myself to play in that energy. I know what I'm doing. I don't need it to be any different than it is. I know who and what I am and what I'm doing in this world. And it's not trying to be a social media influencer. It's living in this den and creating a world that works for everyone. I'm doing the next right.
All right, I have food in my mouth. I still haven't listened, right? Along the bottom of the screen, my scariest stalker right now. This is her trying to get me to go away without listening to what she put in her own video, right? Your tactics aren't going to work here. None of there are, because each and every one of them, Caitlyn, Zedgianox, have all been like, center me or center Ali. And I'm like, no. I'm centering the world. Humanity, Mother Earth. And as an individual human, I also get to center myself and my child, right, in my own life. And my purpose. And that's the point, right? But it's like, you hurt my feelings. Yeah, you're not understanding the bigger issue that's going on and what I'm doing. So unless you're willing to step in and understand all that, you're definitely not going to be able to get me to change my path when you don't know me and we don't have a relationship. And especially if we do know each other and you've broken that relationship.
Right thing. And being in integrity with myself. Feeling like I'm doing the right thing in my body and caring so much less what anyone else thinks of me. In large part because of the learning through projection. But damn, can I spot it in other people? And this has been quite the week.
We can all exist here. I ask that you guys don't go after my personal life, but do whatever you want. It just exposes even more.
Ellie goes on to go after everybody's personal life. Everybody's. Well, people do not go after hers. Or go after hers in micro ways, and she goes after everyone's in, like, gigantic ways.
But we can all exist on the internet and we can all make our own content, just like Barry Ann said. And you can talk about me till you're blue in the face. I find that very sad, but go for it. But do not come for me when I talk about very seriously problematic creators who are connected to deaths now. Stop with the bullshit drama. I actually listen to you guys. Do you know that? When people make hate videos about me, I actually listen because I want to get better. And all you guys did was expose that you don't have anything valid to bring to the table except for toxicity.
I listen to your hate videos. Then why are you calling them hate videos? They're a gift to help you do better. Especially from autistic people. Matter of fact, here's some facts. Here's some definitions. Why do you hate me? Why are you attacking me? My having autism is not attacking you, but I can see why you would feel that way when you've self-diagnosed yourself. And it can't save your life if it's not true. And if you're letting it be a diagnosis on top of a different one you could get healing from, you could figure out, it could explain your behavior and your past. It's until that happens, if that needs to happen until that happens, we're going to keep getting autistic weaponing, hurting the autistic community as a whole.
And getting me away from my fucking mission. Be fucking gone. And you don't know how good it feels to expose your asses, especially you, Barry Ann, and your little f***s. And it got so intense, and you guys have been so nasty, so I'm gonna fucking defend myself. And this is how you heal complex PTSD. This is how.
Okay, I haven't read the complex PTSD book, right? Despite having complex PTSD, because one of my symptoms is I can't read. But I'm pretty sure connection, community, healing, nature, all those things are how you heal it. Not create a social media account and bully other people and shove brain science down their throat and attack them for anything you deem as toxically spiritual. Creating community, creating actual connection, actually ways for people to leave New Age spirituality and find connection would be helpful. I don't think you're capable of that. But if you could see you're not capable of that, you might be capable of that, right? If you could own you're not, they might be able to help you create it around you. That is what I'm kind of trying to do for myself.
How you like learn about that Darvo and Jade cycle that we talked about in the last video. Darvo and Jade are like cycles of abuse. Darvo is like the abuser and Jade is the victim. Let's get into the actual story. Let's go. I am going to start at the beginning because AMW doesn't seem to think that that's important. Let's start with that law of attraction video. I know I showed it in the last one, but I just want to go from the beginning. This is also important to go back to the beginning of when Aquarium Music and I started interacting because their accusations.
This is also part of the problem. Like, I know every autistic person's different, right? But when the autistic people I know and I've surrounded myself with are people who see the world's complexity, see patterns, right? We also get that we don't see all of it, and therefore other people who especially who have that pattern recognition are going to see other patterns. And I'm going to be able to, what's the word, like critique some of them and other ones I won't, right? Based on what I know and my understanding. Like I wouldn't be able to critique someone on music because I don't know anything about it, right? I just know if I like it or not. I don't know any of the other stuff. Whereas with science, I can. Politics, things I have more understanding of. And I forgot what I was saying, so we're just going to rewind this a little bit.
Into the actual story. Let's go. I am going to start at the beginning because AMW doesn't seem to think that that's important. Let's start with that law of attraction video. I know I showed it in the last one, but I just want to go from the beginning. This is also important to go back to the beginning of when Aquarium Music and I started interacting, because their accusations about me are that in the past, I had been abusive, I had stalked them, I had been a bully, and that they needed to like expose me, right? That's how this all started, is like AMW came forward and said like, I need to come forward with my story about Allie.
Thank you for saying this. Here's the thing. I genuinely hope that Allie does reassess what kind of content she's putting out and takes more care about who she attacks, because, and I know that I'm ruffling feathers with this video. I don't care. And I know that some of my mutuals will be upset because people respect her. And I have to speak my truth. I was harmed by Allie. My experience of her is that she was a bully. She was abusive. And she has a cult-like mentality that translates to how her followers especially attack people. It's
My experience of her, right? No, I think what I was going to say before is that pattern seeking, Allie doesn't have that, which is why it offends her, right? When people use big words, when people can have intellectual conversations, it offends her. Her own healing needs to happen there.
completely harmful, and it doesn't leave room for the reality of so many neurodivergent people and so many otherwise oppressed people, BIPOC people, who find love and healing in their spirituality, who practice witchcraft, or who just generally have unpacked some of the whitewashing. Like, yes, the whitewashing exists. There's people that, you know, unfairly make money off of it. There's people that narcissistically think that this is about controlling other people or getting your way when it never has been. That exists, and that's worth calling out, but it's not worth calling out at the expense of just this complete black and white thinking and this abuse of anybody that falls into the category whatsoever, when that's totally off base. There, of course, is something there, as I've patiently explained with my content. But the reality was I was completely, you know, attacked with these flying monkeys at some point, and have never been, that's never been corrected. That's just out there. There's content that makes it look like I've said some horrible thing when all I said was my fucking truth. And I see it again happening to a mutual of mine, and it's kind of triggering because I blocked this person months ago because I don't want that kind of energy around me. It's just a horrible, toxic energy, but it keeps popping up on my For You page, and it's not really acceptable to do this to other people that I know, because I've seen them over time on this app doing their best. I know we're not here spreading that kind of narcissistic bullshit, and they are unpacking and doing their best. So, you know, I really hope that 2023 just brings new perspective, a new framing of these things, and some sort of middle way, because it's important to be able to, you know, not erase people like me, BIPOC people, neurodivergent people, in the service of your agenda, which is clearly ego driven. You know, if it can't allow for people to live their best lives and do what works for them. So yeah, I know that's a lot, but that's truly how I feel.
So yeah.
Or you could have listened to that, right, Allie, and then journaled about it, that you are a bully. That is their experience of you. And your answer is absolutely not. No, I don't harm anyone ever. I only save lives, which costs people their actual lives. You can be tied to Jessica's death, Allie Priestley. Jane can't be. Allie put up a video like 45 minutes ago on, we're gonna watch that one because it feels like it's gonna be relevant, because this is the, you know, this is not even, right? We're watching, where are we on this one? We are 33 minutes in, right? See through the thumbnails, she showcases more the manifestation. Like, I'm in the right because I get to attack Jane because Jane has beliefs that I don't like, that I'm misconstruing, and I won't put down. It's all then showcases, again, stuff that doesn't show Jane in a bad light, but Allie doesn't like Jane, so thinks it does. All right, here is.
And you haven't ever manifested anything because not because you had brain damage, stitch me, apologize.
I don't identify as brain damaged, Emily, and if you respect people's identities as much as you claim, I would appreciate it if you never say that about me again. You have used that in such a derogatory way, not only towards me, but other people who support me and their children for the last 6 months. Why do you get to just throw around brain damaged in this extremely ableist and cruel way when people disagree with you?
100% projection, right? Allie's the one who does that. Allie says she might not use the term brain damage, but definitely says she has brain trauma, right? That her brain is damaged by trauma, by being autistic, by all of the things she claims, but only when she wants to claim it, right? She has to be in control of all the narratives. Allie Priestley's the center of it all. Allie hasn't respected anything about Jane, but like, from now on, you don't get to say that I'm brain damaged. How about don't cause brain damage, Allie, in yourself and your audience constantly? You are causing actual brain damage, actual narcissistic abuse, actual changing of their brain that will take healing and deconstruction, an actual community, an actual, like, food and nature.
Why? Somebody is very upset about me being back on TikTok and decided to make a bunch of wild videos yesterday. How can you post that stuff? I can't even.
No, Allie, how can you post the stuff you post, right? We go to her TikTok, it's all AMW's face. All of it. You've entered we don't give a flying fuck anymore, right? You want to say we don't have empathy for one Allie Priestley because we don't center one Allie Priestley and change our entire world and say that Allie gets to co-opt all of autism for her one and only white woman tears benefit? The more you go, the less fucks we have to give. You are spinning out narc-nadoing. We stand on values and truth. You don't want no fucks, Jubilee. You don't want no fucks, Jane. You're gonna get no fucks, Jubilee and Jane, the more you go on.
Post it on TikTok because I get my videos taken down because of what Emily is saying about me. But it's all on IG.
That happens to everyone who stitches anything or duets anything with this one, right? She goes off and her videos go back up. You stitch it. It's like, okay, cool. So community guidelines violation just by me duetting it with a blank screen. But hers gets to stay up. Interesting, TikTok. Love it.
Emily is claiming that I'm not autistic, that I'm lying about that I'm lying about the diagnoses that I've had. I mean, it's honestly very strange, especially when I've been so open about what I know about my brain and the brain scans I've.
Speaking of which, I know not a single person who got a brain scan to get diagnosed with autism. That's not the process. There isn't a brain scan, not yet, that says that. That sounds like some new age medical hippy-dippy. Yeah, I think you did show those brain scans at one point in time. It doesn't necessarily, like, what? What does an autistic brain look like? Because God knows I've gotten some brain scans. I got a lot of brain scans, MRI, mostly MRI. So what does an autistic brain look like? I've been very honest about co-opting the label of autism, and they're not letting me. Yeah. Share your experience. Connect with other people with autism around the actual experience and not around bullying and harming autistic people for their autistic traits.
I've had. This is why I blew up on the internet, because I'm open about what I've been through with my mental health. And this whole group just uses all of my vulnerability against me and then twists it and uses.
No, she used her vulnerability against herself, right? In late February, early, I don't know what date it was. She posted the most worrying video of herself on Instagram, talking about herself in the third person, like she's done. And then a bunch of people called mental health checks on her. And she both claims that everyone should have stopped and never talked about any of the actual harm she's caused, any of the actual possible deaths she's caused, right? Nope, everyone should stop because she had a mental health crisis. When she's caused and definitely escalated many people's mental health crisis, gleefully, joyfully, still does it. While saying, I would never want any of you to get CPS called or the cops called. Next day, if someone calls CPS and the cops. It's gaslighting, just being part of her audience. I don't know how any of them do it. I feel really bad for the autistic people.
Uses it to like say the most slanderous, derogatory things about me. And I know they want my attention. They want me to like get all upset and have a reaction, and they want views out of this too. So
projection. I think they just want to be done with it, right? But you're never going to be done with it. So why not? Why not vent to TikTok, right? That's what you do. Why not? Allie's such a hypocrite. She's the one who does it for views. She came on TikTok and attacked everyone. And now Allie's like, Jane made some videos about me. After you were making videos for since the 8th. 2 weeks. You've been attacking Jane. And for a year, you've been attacking Jane. But pretend you're the bigger person, Allie. Go ahead.
So this whole situation just needs to be over. I went through hell in the mental health industry and the medical industry for over a decade. And that's why people are drawn to my story. And I'm like not shy about getting very real and raw on the internet. And that's not
right, which draws in people's 36 questions, right? The 36 questions to fall in love. Her audience falls in love with her because she shares her vulnerability, her faux vulnerability based on lies that she's going to change and spin, on how hard everyone was on her, how hard the doctors and nurses were on her, while attacking the doctors and nurses and offering no actual way to help in that situation. Not educating, not saying, hey, here's our shared experience, here's a place where we can be. She got deplatformed because of her shenanigans in the medical community. And then came back and attacked New Age spirituality. It's not because of her vulnerability. It's because of what she does when her audience falls in love with her. She is not a safe person to have that audience be in love with her because she uses them, weaponizes them against people. And they're a little ableist, racist, flying monkey brigade going around harming people, generally actually autistic people.
not going to change. So just for anyone who doesn't know, I was diagnosed with a bunch of things throughout my life, but it was all wrong. And I found out in the last couple of years that I have a traumatic brain injury. I have ADHD, I have complex PTSD, and I am autistic.
So out of those, I believe a brain scan can give you the TBI, right? That you have a traumatic brain injury, that you've had concussions. It can tell you that. I do believe. It cannot tell you that you're ADD. It cannot tell you that you're autistic. That's not how that diagnosis is done.
And being able to self-diagnose as an autistic person is the most important thing in the world. It saves lives. It saved my life. And I don't care what you call it, finding real autism information and finding Sarah Hendricks saved my life. It changed everything for me. The biggest autism organizations in the world beg people to validate self-diagnosis. It's a huge deal. And it's very like, oh, I have so many points that I want to make about all the autism stuff, and especially the fact that Aquarian Music Witch brought manifestation into this discussion again. But I'm just going to put it in the tell-all video. Like, this seriously needs to be done. Emily, we're both in our 30s. This has been going on for a year.
Allie is the one who cannot have it be done, right? Because her being done is she needs the narrative to only be her narrative. And she needs to keep talking about it until everyone in the whole world believes Allie's version of events. Since that's not a possibility, she will never be done with this. Or until she exhausts herself and gets so bored of talking about it, right? Dude, I have brain damage where I like memory stuff and like I'll rewatch a video and it'll be like it's new to me. Even I'm bored of Allie and her shenanigans and her anti-guru-ness. Just the like evilness that comes off of her and her following, embedded in everything they do because they just won't sit and heal or be a community. Literally just get together. I don't care if you bitch about us, just don't do it online. If that's what you guys need to bond, hey, I guess some community's better than no community.
This is over, right? But as a neurodivergent person, can you please stop using this term brain damage? You use it like it's a slur, Emily. Truly. And you're using it to absolve yourself of hurting someone.
No, Allie, you're using your damaged brain, which exists, as a reason to harm people and claiming it's autism, which still wouldn't give you an okay to harm people, but is actually harming not really autistic people, is harming the self-diagnosis community that is absolutely valid. But when you erroneously diagnose yourself with autism and let it absolve you from all of your horrible actions, as opposed to help explain your internal world, if understanding you have autism helps you love yourself more, yes, you should be self-diagnosing inside yourself, not broadcasting it to the world and using it as a weapon against people again and again, and having your following attack people for their autistic traits. Stop making your brain damage everybody else's problem. You're an adult, you're in your 30s. Learn to take ownership. I'm sorry your parents never taught you. You're going to have to go out and learn it yourself.
While admitting that you want to hurt someone who's severely brain damaged, in your opinion? I mean, that's a mess. We shouldn't be using the words brain damage to describe anyone. I don't care.
Again, stop harming people. That's it, right? Stop being a bully. Whatever label you put on it, it does not give you an excuse. We can have empathy for you because you have a damaged brain. We all have damaged brains. Living under capitalism, living under this much stress, literally everybody has complex PTSD to varying degrees. Unless they're aware of that and have healed that and are deeply connected to community and culture and God and the earth, they're in complex PTSD and in brain damage. We're all dealing with each other. Traumatized humans with damaged brains, bodies, souls to varying degrees. It's the actual actions you're taking that are the problem, Allie. And you chose autism as your label, bringing in actually autistic people who can pattern recognition or standing on actual values and truth. Your antics don't work on us. They just have us give less of a fuck. You're bringing out the PDA more and more and more. Healed, PDA, but yep, it's still there. You're still bringing it out. I'm still me. Pathological demand avoidance. I like the other one better that I'm going to remember and then write it in.
What issue they have with their brain. And if somebody has an acquired brain injury or something similar, they are also just neurodivergent. So as a neurodivergent person, can you please stop? Okay.
And then I did unmute. Persistent drive for autonomy. Oh, her misunderstanding of autism while using it as a weapon is her hurting herself and the entire autistic community. And I don't understand what her weird newness is of her pretending that this is new. Like, we've only just discovered she's not autistic instead of like, no, we got, you just went on to prove it again and again and again and again and again by weaponizing it, by sending your people after autistic people for their autistic traits, not sharing her autistic story in any way, shape, or form that would actually connect people, right? Share your sensory issues. Share your glimmer. Share something that says you're autistic instead of just claiming it as a get out of jail free card. Hey, I get to be a bitch card. It's not what it is. It's not what it is. Autism does not get you out of things. It is the opposite, which is why, right? It's like, sorry, I come off a little blunt. And I'm just going to surround myself with people who enjoy that, because I enjoy authenticity. I enjoy knowing people like me or don't like me, and not this like, I was pretending to like you. That's just holistic weirdness. Like, you all figure that out. You all have your faux relationships. I prefer authenticity. And this is on the Jubilee Connects the Cosmic Dots channel, because doing this all in 2023, stepping into this with Allie, thinking it was going to be a week. It's been a year. It's been 8 months. It is saving the world. It is bringing out the connected dots, the Lucky Girls versus Mean Girls, the February 19th, the Titanic 9/11 Olympics, and August has been its whole thing that I don't know if there'll ever be a video on it, but they don't know what they stepped into. Yes, it's a documentary in the making. Allie started a cult. Allie misunderstood parasocial relationships, roped people in again and again and again, and people get roped in because they think they're coming into something new and they're listening to her narrative. And if you listen, she talks about it in a way where she's asking them to only listen to her narrative. Don't listen to the podcast. It's a horrible bullying podcast that does nothing but be mean to me, but don't listen to it. Don't debunk it. So then they go and like end up leaving comments that are like, you're being horrible. Have you listened to it? Did you watch the video you put that comment on? I understand I'm not watching mine, but like nearly always it'll be like, what about this? And like, it's literally, I showed the video proving what you just asked. Did you willfully ignore it? Yes. And this is my lesson in 2023 is like the willful ignoring of humanity for one person, right? Like Allie Priestley, or for your own sanity and needing to change the narrative in your own head and the memory in your own mind. But there's video evidence. We can see who and what people are. Yeah, guys are uploading it. You're leaving comments everywhere, right? Being horribly racist, ableist people on Allison Priestley's behalf. just keep doing it because she keeps doing it. And even when people are done, new people will come in. There will always be new people. And Allie's never going to be done this narrative because the world's not going to allow Allie to just right. Allie's the goodest, kindest person in the world who does no wrong. Because any critique is hate speech to her. Is you hating on her, anything at all. Okay. This channel isn't generally on Allie, but because it does connect the dots, I needed to connect that dot. And I wanted to do that here. All right. Goodbye.